on to another day of math, and I think after what you did yesterday, you're gonna say, oh, this is gonna be easier. What we're doing today is less complicated, so that'll be nice for you. If you recall back, almost 2 weeks ago now, when we first were starting doing our math from home, we had a lesson on dividing fractions, and that's what we're gonna do, just a little more practice on that, because you only did one lesson on it, and I just feel like you'd do well to have more practice with it. And the thing that we're going to throw in today to make it a little bit slightly different is you'll have some of them that are mixed numbers. Okay, so that's the only thing that will make it different. You should have 2 more worksheets in all the worksheets that I sent you. They should say for the lesson 20.4 up in the corner. And down in the bottom you should have one that says reteaching and one that says practice. Okay, so take the reteaching one out first. And we're going to take a look at doing dividing our fractions. They give us an example at the top, 3/4 divided by 3/8. All right, so 3/4 divided by 3/8. Do you remember that dividing fractions is super easy? All you have to do is flip the second one over so it's reciprocal, and then you just multiply. So this changes into 3/4 times 8/3. All right, so 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12. So we have 24/12. When we need to reduce that, we say, 12 goes into 24 how many times? 2. And we're done. That's it. So 3/4 divided by 3/8 is 2. And that is indeed what it says on your paper in the example, so yay, we got it right. All right, let's take a look at number 1 that you have on the reteaching, because this shows us dividing with a whole number. 3/8 divided by 24. 3/8 divided by 24. Okay? The thing to remember is a whole number, it stays its same value when you put it over 1. So now it's a fraction. So 3/8 divided by 24 ones. Okay? So we're going to write it again. 3/8, multiply it by the reciprocal of the second one. 1 over 24. Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 24. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to do that out here. 4 times 8 is 32. 2 times 8 is 16, 7, 18, 19, 192. 3 over 192. Okay? So now we have to reduce that and see if it can be reduced. So I have to see what number would go evenly into both the top and the bottom. And 3, let's see if 192, let's divide it by 3. 3 goes into 19 6 times. 3 times 6 is 18. We have 1. 3 goes into 12. 4 times 3 is 12 with a 0. So 64. So if I divide the top by 3, I get 1. If I divide 192 by 3, I get 64. So 3/8 divided by 24 is 1/64. That's a very tiny piece, but it makes sense when you think it through, okay? Now that's a tricky one. I think that number 2 on the reteaching is going to be a little easier. Let me erase this so that we have space to write. Number 2 on the reteaching says 5/9 divided by 2/3. 5/9 divided by 2/3. So we're going to redo it as 5/9 times the reciprocal, 3/2. Okay? 5 times 3 is 15. 9 times 2 is 18. Now we have to see if we can reduce our answer. What number would go into both the top and the bottom evenly? I know that 3 would. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So our final answer is 5/6. So 5/9 divided by 2/3 equals 5/6. Okay? All right, now there's one more kind we have to look at. We're going to look at number 9 on the reteaching side. Okay? So number 9, I'll write 9 here so you remember that. Number 9 says 2 1/4 divided by 1/3. 2 1/4 divided by 1/3. Well, we can't leave this as a mixed number, so let's rewrite it, changing this into an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. We leave it over the 4 denominator, divided by 1/3. All right, now we can rewrite it as the multiplication problem with a reciprocal. 9/4 times 3 over 1. It's this. Flip the other way, the reciprocal of 1/3. Now, 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 1 is 4. I've got to reduce that. 4 goes into 27 6 times, right? Because 4 times 6 is 24. That would leave 3 left over, 25, 26, 27. So 6 3/4, because we're talking about fourths here. So the answer is 6 3/4. So the step that you have to take that you did not have to do in your other lesson in the book was change any mixed numbers into improper fractions before you go ahead and do the dividing, which means flipping, making the reciprocal and multiplying. Okay, does that make sense? So you're going to do that. You have 16 problems on this reteaching page, okay? And you have 19 of them on the practice page. You do not have to do the mixed review. That is only if you want to, you can do it for extra credit, okay? But you're going to see problems that are basically they're just like the ones that we did here, okay? I'm looking at the ones on the practice page. There aren't any mixed ones. They're only this kind on the reteaching page. So just make sure you do it on there if you need to. Let's do the first one on here just to make sure you know what you're doing, okay? Actually, we're not going to do let's do the first one. On the practice page, it says write a division sentence for each model, okay? So number 1 on here, it's going to be how many ninths there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ninths. And what they want us to do is divide it by the number of ninths on the bottom row, divided by 2 ninths. That's all you need to write for number 1, okay? So when you do number 2, it's going to be 3/4 divided by 1/8. Because see, what they're showing you is how many times does 2 ninths fit into 6 ninths? Or how many times does 1/8 fit into 3/4? The last one is 1.5 divided by 1/6. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense for you. Then the rest you're just going ahead and dividing as you know how to do. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, and I am so happy to help you. This is our last review lesson. The one we do tomorrow will actually be out of the book. Okay, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.